welcome back to another episode of Outcasts to Icons. And as always, guys, if you are enjoying the series, please hit that big old like button down below. Now, we're going to start with a question of the day, as always. And of course, if you do have any suggestions for a question of the day, drop them in the comments with the hashtag QOTD. Now, this one was a little bit more difficult because I couldn't actually think of anything off the top of my head in terms of an answer for it, so I decided to throw it out to you guys. And the question was, who is the worst player you've ever signed on FM? Now, I decided to throw that out and let you guys tell me what you think was the worst signing I ever made on YouTube FM. Like, there was a Norwegian guy I had at Pompey that was a bit of a pain. I think there was a guy at Red Star that wasn't that fun either. And yeah, I think Torres Crespo wasn't that fantastic at Portsmouth for me, but he wasn't that bad. I don't know, I feel like I've made relatively decent signings this year on FM in general. But there you go, and also let me know if you've made any horrific signings, of course. And so yeah, let's get into things. So in the last episode, we were beaten 2-0 by Barcelona, and I'm not entirely surprised by that, if I'm honest. But we did need to get ourselves back on winning ways, and unfortunately, we were unable to do that. We had a little bit of a break, then we had our friendly against Celta Vigo in the testimonial for Juanpe, and we lost, put out a slightly weakened team, of course, so that would kind of explain it. Now, after that, though, we did get straight back into things. This was one of I was very, very pleased with this. More performances like this, and I will be a very, very happy man. Luis gave us the lead on 7 minutes before Alpha Freitas Reyes made it 2-0. Then Tom Zimmerman back in the lineup after a little while out, making it 3-0. 3-0 up at half-time, and we are cruising at this point. Then we made it 4-0 with Diawandu Diagne in the second half. Lovely bit of play from Zimmerman, actually. He had a really solid game, I have to say. Played it into Diagne inside the penalty area from a corner, and bang, 4-0. They immediately responded with Abdul Razak making it 4-1, but it did not matter, and we were home and dry with a huge, huge win for us. That was massive. We had a bigger one, of course, but that comes up in a second. Next up, we had, of course, the Copa del Rey 5th round against Deportivo La Coruña, and winning away from home was always going to be the most important thing for me. If we could win the home leg, I felt confident going into win the away leg, I felt very confident going into the home leg. So we went with the full strength team. Alfredo Galuccio actually gave us the lead with a lovely goal. Really well struck volley. Surprising for a central defender, but again, corner work from us has been superb. Mateo Vidal then equalised for Deportivo, but thankfully Juaro popping up late on to make it 2-1 and give us a really good solid advantage to take back home again, basically, and that was the main thing. Next up, we had Sevilla. This was a massive one. This was almost as good as the Valencia win. When you look at how many chances we had in this game, to actually score 3 goals was huge. Like, they took the lead through Yamil Assad on 28 minutes, and at that point, I figured, you know, Sevilla are a really, really good team, and for us to get anything from this game would be a huge result for us. Then we had to make a few changes, I think. Mikel Vicuña came on. I think he came on for... Oh yeah, I brought him off for Freitas Reyes because we had a couple of injuries in the first half. Guillermo Varela picked up a knock, and actually Freitas Reyes picked up a knock too, but it didn't actually show it for some reason. So we'd already made 2 substitutions after 33 minutes, which was a very annoying thing. However, Vicuña managed to get there and grab an equaliser from a really tight angle, I have to say. Then we won ourselves a penalty, which Tom Zimmerman dispatched and gave us a huge lead here, a massive lead. And then things actually got better for us 10 minutes later when Zimmerman was put through again and hit an absolute blinder of a goal for 3-1 Granada away from home. Carlos Bravo did get one back for Seville, but that is a huge win for us. Really, really huge. Next up, we had Deportivo in the home leg. And I don't know what it is. I think this is a cup glitch to do with player interaction, because I had the same crap that I had before about my team talks, even though we won both games. I had I can't remember, I think it was Vico this time came out in the press and came to me and said, "Oh, I was unhappy with your team talk." There was nothing said. I don't understand. Is it like something to do with the Copa del Rey that's causing that? Because that's the only 2 times I've seen it have been in Copa del Rey games. Very, very weird. Luis then... Well, sorry, what we're talking about. Luis gave us the lead in this one very, very quickly, which was fantastic. It got us off to the best start possible. Then things got a little bit better as Pablo Ensue made it 2-0. Diego then added a third, and it was pretty much wrapped up at that point. But then Arcadius... Arcadius? Apologies, I don't know. Milic made it 3-1. Then, of course, Mikel Vicuña made it 4-1 and wrapped things up for us, well, 6-2 on aggregate. But then Jose Manuel Fuentes did get another back for Deportivo. They were certainly capable of scoring goals against us. You'll notice in this one, I actually made 3 substitutions in the 42nd minute. Basically, I was thinking about making subs at half-time, decided not to. Then the second half started, and I thought, well, actually, yeah, let's get off some of the man we don't want to lose, basically, just in case they got injured or something. And, you know, maybe contributed a little bit to the 2 goals we conceded on the night, but I'm not really that bothered. We got ourselves through to the next round where we will be playing Mallorca. We've actually got a fairly simple run to the final. I have to say, if we can get ourselves... I'll show you in a sec, actually. Next up, we have Mallorca in the league, though, away from home, and we were very, very poor and very, very lucky to get away with a 0-0 draw here. Not one of our best performances, although I would like to point out this game was refereed by Hernandez. I've made that joke before, haven't I? But I cannot avoid it. So there we go. Yeah, a 0-0 draw in the league, not wise. But then back at home against Mallorca in the Copa del Rey, and we got ourselves a good win. Diego gave us the lead, and we really did deserve this one. The fact that they scored with their only shot on target of the game was disappointing. We really should have won this game by an absolute mile, like 3 or 4 goals really. And the fact that we're only going back to Mallorca for the second leg with a 1-goal lead does worry me a little bit. I'm not going to lie, it's not ideal. So here's how things shaping up at the moment. Atletico are beating Elche, or in the first leg. Celta Vigo are beating Bilbao, and of course Real Madrid. But when you look at the way things are going, because all of the things have already been drawn, we get to play against either Celta Vigo or Athletic Bilbao in the semi-finals if we go through, which means we'll have a really good chance at getting to the Copa del Rey final against either probably Atletico or Real Madrid. So that could be the first cup final in Spain if we can keep going, and I feel like we've got a good chance at it. I really, really do. I think that we've got enough to oversee Mallorca, maybe just get nick a 0-0 draw in the away leg, and then in the semis against Celta Vigo or Athletic Bilbao, I'd fancy our chances against either of those sides. So I think there's a real chance of us reaching a final, which is superb. So that brings us to today against Elche. Now, the way the league looks, of course, with us dropping points against Mallorca, Atletico now lead the league on 46 points, but we are still right in there on 44. We are in the title race, and that is pleasing. As you can see, Luis has got 14 league goals this year, but Alberto already has 23 for Real Madrid, despite them not being that good at the moment. They've just the goals they're scoring. Federico's right up there on average rating as well. As you can see, Martin Odegaard is dominating the assists league as well, so that's something to say. Ibar actually must have won a game because they were only won one game before this. They were having a really, really poor time of it. So let's take a quick gander at the squad. Top goal scorer at the moment is Luis with 21 goals in 32 appearances. He's getting a goal. He's getting 2 every 3 matches for us at the moment, and that is staggeringly good. You know, if it carries on like this, he's sort of going to get 35 for us this year, and that's really, really solid. Lots of players tied underneath that. Freitas Reyes, Diego, Zimmerman, all on 9. Assist-wise, Federico is 16 assists. I think he can get 25 for us this year if he carries on like that. Average rating, he's head and shoulders above the rest. I mean, he could get himself a sponsorship with Head and Shoulders. That's how much better he is than them, and his key passes are right up there as well. Interceptions, of course, is, look at that, 335 interceptions for Alfredo Galucci. I'm glad I signed him, my god. Now, I'm thinking that with the way that our finances are going, depending on how this season goes, I may or may not leave the club. I don't know. I've not decided kind of where to go from here at the moment with this save, because I don't know how much more we can eke out of this team at the moment, because we just have no financial backing and we're losing money hand over fist, and no amount of television money is going to make up for that at the moment, and even the Champions League money isn't. And I think that the club, when we joined, were leveraged up to their eyeballs just with the players they had, and we managed to sort that out to some respect, but not that well. And unfortunately, I just don't know quite where we can go. There's only a few clubs we can really go to, but I still feel that maybe if we can try and win something this year with Granada, maybe a cup, maybe try and win the Copa del Rey, it might boost our reputation and just give us the chance of getting one of those jobs. Either someone like Roma, who are known as rich, it would seem, or a Sampdoria, or even a Norwich City. I'd even take someone like Carlisle. That would be a really interesting one. Take over Carlisle in the Premier League. Very, very strange. I don't know. I'm just not entirely sure where to go with it at the moment, because I'm loving it at Granada. We're doing well and the Christmas tree is working delightfully. I'm just worried about how far we can take them, because there's just no financial backing at the moment, and that could be a massive problem, because the more players I sign, the more we're going to have to pay in wages, and it just it's not looking good. Although Vidra will be leaving this time round, so that will free up some money, but I'm just a little bit concerned about where that's going. Basically, we're not in a strong position financially, to say the least. Now, at home against Elche are actually doing okay, 9th in the league so far. Not the worst season from them, it has to be said, but I still think that we've got the better of them, in all honesty. Inter has obviously picked up an injury, so we'll have to switch things around to see if I'm really happy with that. Am I happy with that? Diego's not looking good. Vidra, Zimmerman, Freitas, Reyes, Luis, Vico, Pascual, Juaro, Johnny, Euster. The great thing about Euster is he can actually play in that role. He's still not got the best condition, though. Galuccio, Varela, and Lopez. Yeah, I'm pretty happy with that. Is there anyone else I'd rather bring in? Oh, we do have some injuries, don't we? Also, that reminds me, my director of football is in charge of signing young players, and because that was what they insisted upon when I joined the club, and he signed this lad, Ross Baldwin, and I'm actually quite pleased with him. Like, unfortunately, yeah, actually, he's not bad. What are we thinking? Actually, I tell you what, apart from his passing, which is abysmal and really does need to improve, we signed him from West Brom, I think it was. My director of football did that, and I'm quite pleased with that. It's the first time one of my directors of football have actually signed a decent young player on FM15. I remember my guy at Portsmouth used to sign all these players that were just utter bobbins. So there you go. Submit team, let's get this going. I think that sometimes with poorer teams, you can get a little bit caught out if you try to play counter at home against them. But then against teams like Rayo, where, as we've shown, we beat them 4-1 very, very comfortably, doing exactly that. So, Barcelona, Valencia. This would be a good time for Barca to beat them, really. Yeah, I think we'll be fine. Now, I guess we've got to kind of make a decision, would we rather Valencia beat Barca and start putting a bit of a gap between us and the fourth place team, just to make sure that we do qualify for the Champions League? Or would we rather have them, Barca win and sort of throw a spanner into the works of our title hopes, basically? Because I think that we've got enough in us to have a little crack at the title this year. We just need to be consistent. And unfortunately, drawing the game like we did against Mallorca, those are the sort of results that you can't afford to have if you're going to win a title. That's how it is. And against Elche today, again, it's one of those games that we cannot afford to have screw up on us, basically. It's been a really poor first half from us. Possession-wise is great. Pass completion is good. I feel like if it carries on like this, over the course of the full 90, we should be able to do enough to get the win, basically. Pascual. Zimmerman now. Go on, long ranger perhaps? No, to Freitas Reyes. Goes in straight for Juero, and it's a penalty. Roger Riera, formerly a Barcelona player, it would seem, has committed the foul, and I don't know who take it. I think it's going to be Zimmerman. He usually takes all our penalties. It's Luis. Interesting. And it's a great strike from Luis, and another one for him. Zimmerman is usually my registered penalty taker, so I'm not really sure what's happened there. But it is 1-0 to Granada. Luis with the goal, his 22nd goal of the season, and we are only just past the halfway stage. Could he hit 40 for us? He's a really solid player. I mean, you can see why Barcelona were interested in the lad, but, why would he go to them when we're better than them in the league at the moment? Just one of those things, I suppose. We do need to improve our goal difference to get into the fight with those teams, because as you can see, all of the 4 teams behind us are vastly better off when it comes to goal difference. So we really do need to try and stem that flow a little bit. Right, but we are winning this game, which is good. I'd like a couple more goals in the second half, and it might just be that the way our tactic works, we're not always going to win games by massive scorelines. Although, if you recall, last season we did have some massive scorelines. We had a lot of sort of 4s and 5s in places, and our goal difference was actually fairly solid. So I don't know what's different this year. It might just be that we're a more solid defensive unit. That's not what we needed to see at all. Freitas Reyes is out injured. Where is Honsak best? As a sort of inside forward. Vidra, perhaps? He's certainly... Yeah, we're going to go Matthew Vidra on. Actually, wait. Is Vicuña better than Vidra now? Screw it. If he's the same, I may as well get Vicuña on, because he's younger, he's hungrier, and he's actually done quite well for us in recent matches. He's nicked himself a couple of goals lately, some quite important ones. Luis does well, cutting inside to Vico. Can he pull it back for someone? He goes for goal instead of pulling it back for someone. I hate that. I wish they wouldn't do that, but that's just FM this year. They really just... so rarely do I see pullbacks now. It's a lovely little header. Vicuña, Zimmerman inside. Can he find... No, he can't. If he could have turned a bit quicker there, he might have been able to find a shot. Vico out wide now, whips it in. Luis at the back post, and it is headed clear. We do look dangerous. I feel like we've got a second goal in this at some point in this match. Pass completion is really, really high. Possession is massive. We're certainly dominating those parts of the game, but they are certainly sitting back and kind of letting us do it, which is surprising, actually. I'm guessing they're playing a counter-attacking style as well. Pascual does really well there. Luis, now, support needs to be made, though. He's on his own. Vico, surely he's making the run. Vicuña now, can he pick a pass out? Goes back to Luis. It's surely too tight of an angle. It's back to Johnny out wide. Back to Vico. Edge of the area for Tom Zimmerman. Will he shoot? Goes back to Vico. Ball in. Luis, what about that for football? That was glorious play. It is 2-0, and that is really nice football, actually. I'm impressed that we were able to come up with something so good there. Lovely stuff. Vico plays it to Zimmerman. Zimmerman plays it back through to Vico. Vico with the first time cross on the half volley, and Luis with a lovely half volley to put that in the back of the net, and it is 2-0 to Granada. That's a really nice work team goal. Luis with another one for us as well, so he just cannot stop scoring at the moment. And also Vico with another assist, should point out. His 17th assist of the season. He's got more in him, I'm sure. Pascual, Zimmerman, Vicuña. Can he pick a pass through? He can. It's Luis around the corner, and it's another penalty. Roger Riera is having an absolute oh my god, he's been absolutely torn apart today. Luis now for the hat-trick, and this game has suddenly turned very comfortable. 2 penalties in one game. I don't think I've ever seen 2 penalties scored in one game by one of my teams. Certainly not in a live com. There it goes. Luis dispatches it. It's 3-0 Granada. The hat-trick for Luis, and that's his 24th goal of the season. 3 more goals than the league for him. Puts his tally to 17 in 21 or 20 matches. He's got a great league record this season. He is tearing it up in La Liga, and hey, I'm impressed. Maybe a substitution soon. Oh, okay. Straight from the kickoff. Please don't let them get an auto-equaliser. Not an auto-equaliser. The insta-reply. Swift reply. Ball through and Pascual knocks that down for Zimmerman. Oh, didn't Luis have a game at the end of last season where he scored 4 goals or something stupid like that? Well, not something stupid, but something incredible like that. I wonder if he's fancying another sort of game like that. Igor. Somebody close Igor down. Anybody at all. There you go. Let's let him do that. That's fine. That's totally fine. Right, I'm going to bring Diego out the right hand. Oh, actually, no, wait. No, we're going to bring Honsak on, because as good as Vico's been today, he's looking a little bit worse for wear, and this is the sort of time where we need to reserve our players. Their energy is so important right now. In fact, I'm going to freshen up both our wings, because that's where we're getting a lot of our penetration is down those wings. So let's get 2 fresh wingers on. Try dealing with that, Elche. 3 clear-cut chances, 3 goals. You can't really argue with that. We've been superior. We have been superior. And a 3-0 win is good for the goal difference as well. A few more wins like this would do me just nicely. Luis, he tracks so many players towards him, and he just seems to pull them all over the place. Can he whip the ball in? It goes to Zimmerman, edge of the area. Vicuña, oh, what a block that was. It looked like Roger Riera actually made the block there. I'm surprised he didn't kick him in the face while doing it. Luis, ball to the edge of the box. Vicuña now, driving towards the area, and losing the ball for no apparent reason. Good stuff. Serrano. Got to be careful we don't get caught out on the break here. Moreno doesn't keep it in. That's fine by me. I want to keep a clean sheet, but I also like getting a few goals, as you know. Wow, we've been really good in possession today. Like, surprisingly good. Serrano there. I thought Johnny might have fouled him there. It doesn't matter. It's looking like a 3-0 win. That's good for our goal difference. And Elche are no pushover, although we've made them look like one today, I have to say. 3 wonderful goals for Luis. Obviously 2 penalties, but still. An assist, of course, each for Juaro and Federico. And, of course, no assist for the other one. But, hey, there we go. Managed to grab a win today against Elche. It was a great result for all of us. Lovely old job. Right, so that puts us back onto the top of the league, admittedly only on the fact that we've played one more game than everyone below us. But point is, we're still hanging in there. 15 wins out of our first 21 matches this season, that would have been impressive, is damn good. That's what I like to see, basically. So let's just go to the... Right, let's see what's up next. Oh, well, it's got to be Juve, hasn't it? That's going to be one hell of a... Now, because there's so many games in between, I'm tempted to just... Like, at the moment, I can't be doing those huge episodes with all the... I'll have to think about it, guys, because it's quite difficult for me at the moment to do those massive episodes with loads and loads of games in, basically. But I might be tempted to come back and do the Juve away game, because at the moment I can't be doing those double live comp episodes. But that would be a lot of games, but then I think it'd be worthwhile doing that, actually, just to get you guys a really bumper episode and lots of matches. The first leg, of course, and then do the away leg against Juve as the live comp. Actually, yeah, I think we'll do that. So, guys, if you like what you're seeing, please do drop a like on the video, and if you'd like to even more than that, please subscribe to my channel for more Outcast icons and From the Shadows in your inbox every other day at the moment at 7 PM. And I'll see you guys in the next episode, 2 days' time, of course, for the away match against Juventus. That is going to be an absolute firecracker. I'll see you guys soon. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye.